reason stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I didn't tell anybody I was going live. I didn't share it. I'm just going to do it. I'll get the same amount of people. I'm just trying to figure out what works best, what's easiest for me, how to get stuff out. I really want to turn this into a necklace, but it's almost like it'd be like bling or something. It'd be too heavy. I don't think it would be. I think this would make a pretty cool necklace. What do you think? Maybe if it was like, maybe if I had like a short one and it was like here, right? I don't know. But I want to be able to show it off. So, but it sits right here, right next to my camera. That way I get to see it every day. The one my mom gave me, I keep in my wallet. That's the one I carry around. But this would be a neat one to show off. So, and look, it goes with my shirt. You wouldn't be able to read it. Well, you can see the 8, huh? So, all right. Well, this is always showing up. There we go. We got some neat things coming up, I think. Podcast was postponed for today. We're going to do it tomorrow. Sometimes we have to change it. It's just how it works, man. It's life. Family comes first. Yep. Family comes before the podcast. I find that anything in life that is forced just doesn't work out, man. Nope, it doesn't. And I used to get upset that people would change, and I got over that pretty quickly. Sometimes I'll set somebody up. They do the whole. They're like, yeah, yay, and I send them the link, and then they just don't show up or never talk to me again. Those used to make me wonder. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. You can't take offense to that stuff, man. You can't. It doesn't have anything to do with me. And to think it has to do with me would be kind of egotistical. If you're here, please say hello if you're watching the live or the rewatch. So I'm thinking about getting rid of Restream and just going live on. Well, then I won't have my YouTube and I won't have my. Yeah, that's not gonna work. That won't work. All right. Bad decision. What's that? I have a podcast that starts in 15 minutes, but that's not true. I was looking forward to that today, but it is what it is. I've been using that a lot lately. So, yeah, let's talk about this. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about sex. Come here, kitty. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. So I go to some of these like long kitten. You know better. You know better than that. We're getting awfully too comfortable in these things, man. Wow. And well, let me start. I'm going to start this way. I know when I'm not wanted. I know when I am not wanted in a group. And I will give it a couple of chances, but I know that I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. Okay. But what I'm noticing in Zoom rooms is that people are being treated differently. And when we have that kind of setup, then it is not equal. I'm going to use chat as an example here. If everybody can't chat and only co-hosts and hosts can chat, shut the fuck up. Unless it's AA related, shut up. Because the other people can't join in, and what you're doing is you're saying you're not cool enough. You're not a co-host. Okay? That's what I know that might not be the intention. I'm sure the intention is good, but it's coming across as a big fuck you. That's how it's coming across. What, you think that just because you're a co-host? As a co-host, your job is to make sure the room is safe. Otherwise, shut up. Shut up. How intrusive. Crosstalk has gotten out of hand. Okay? Somebody introduces themselves and somebody be in the middle of talking, somebody presses that space bar button to say something funny and real quick. No. You do that with me, I'm actually going to say something to you. Okay? Because when you're talking, you know what I do? I shut the fuck up and I listen. Because you might be saying something that I need to hear today. And I don't care if you have 1 day or 30 years. You might be the person God picked for me to hear today. Okay? That hour meeting, can you not focus on the meeting for a fucking hour, man? Come on. Let's stop with the screwing around, calling each other names. And I know we're just joking around, but it's no good. It's no good. It's no wonder a lot of these Zoom meetings are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. They are not going to in-person meetings. Oh, they're just going to in-person meetings. No, they're going to the 3 p.m. How It Works meetings because we don't fuck around like that. You drive people off when you fuck around like that because then they're going to be like, well, if they did that to them, then I'm going to be afraid to raise my hand or they're going to call me a fat fucker too. I don't care what form it's in. If we're in the middle of a meeting, no name calling. No name calling. All right. Those are the big ones. Those are the big ones. Okay. So meetings are actually now online meetings are actually an hour and a half. In-person meetings are about 2 hours long. Oh, you're just going for the hour? Then you're the little boy whistling in the dark. And that's what I see in a lot of these meetings. Okay. And what is a mutual admiration society? Well, they keep each other sick. Yes, a group of people can continue to stay sober, but keep other people sick. They will refuse to move forward. They will refuse to be open minded. And when you do that as a group, it has an effect. You bet your ass it has an effect. Hi, Michelle. I knew you'd be here sooner or later. So far, what I've been talking about is number one, that if this is the way I see it, chat. Number one is chat. Chat is to be used for announcements and to convey information only. Otherwise, please stop it. Or like great share so and so, or things like that, right? Now, there's some meetings I go to where like the 3 p.m. we totally shut down chat. The only chat that's going on is the ones between co-hosts and the host. That's it. Nobody else can see it. It's non-intrusive. Why do we do that? Because we don't want other people thinking that we're better than them because we can chat at the moment. Okay? You cannot leave people out or they will leave the meeting. Okay? So let me reiterate. The meetings aren't getting smaller because they're going to in-person meetings. Your Zoom meeting is getting smaller because you're running them off. Okay? Try to find, should have looked for this before. Pretty sure it's in working with others, but it is not. Give me a second. I'm sorry. I should have been better prepared. A big book, like a little boy whistling in the dark. Page 152. I was close. I was close. Not even. I was like 50 pages up. It's in a vision for you. All right. Now this can apply. Okay, I'm switching this camera out. I'm not. Yeah. I have to do this every time now. All right. I'll just switch back to standard definition there. So, what is a mutual admiration society? Let's see what this says. What is a mutual admiration society? Oh, aside from the being a band, what is it meant? A relationship between two or more people have strong feelings of esteem for each other and often exchange lavish compliments. The term may signify either genuine or pretended admiration. Okay? Fake compliments. You're getting better. Oh, that's progress. Did you stay positive? It's my birthday every day. And when the group enforces this behavior, it becomes a mutual admiration society. No. This is why we have term limits in AA. I swear to God, kitten. It's the only way he'll leave. If I give him that voice. And nobody likes that voice. What are we doing? We're keeping each other sick. And eventually, these people will go out. I watched it over and over and over and over again. The refusal to grow up, the refusal to actually get better. Yeah, they're refusing to get better. I call them two-steppers. Some of them even do the work, but they don't apply these principles in their life. I know somebody right now that has less than 45 days that continues to raise their hand to be a sponsor. What the fuck are you doing? I can't do anything about it, but you're not thinking. When we do this, we are thinking only of ourselves and, yay, that was a good meeting. And gosh, I feel better, but it's a band-aid for something that needs to be cauterized. People, I just went to an emotional sobriety meeting. They had no clue what they were talking about. Not one person said that I needed to grow up. It was clear that they had not read Emotional Sobriety. This information is there for us. And if you refuse to learn from it, then you will stay where you're at. Then you will get stagnant. And then you'll claim that you do the next right thing. You don't know what the next right thing is. So shut up. Don't talk about it. Do it. I double dog dare you do it. Okay? Now let's apply what I'm getting ready to read to a group of people. Oh, you're doing so good. Now, I tell my sponsees at the end when we're done, you're doing really good, man. If they're doing good, I tell them. And then I tell them where I see progress, but it is never fake. I cannot stand a fake compliment. Okay. And I know when I go into a room, I know whether I'm wanted or not. I will feel it. Not only will I feel it, but you will act a certain way. You will treat me different. And if you treat me different than everyone else in the room, it is the first thing I'm going to notice. And if you're doing it to me, then I know you're doing it to other people, which means I will call bullshit on you all day long. Okay. Now you know why my crowd isn't very big. Because if you are not growing, I will irritate the fuck out of you. You will not want to be around me. I will make you so uncomfortable, you will probably talk shit about me. I know this. I know this. I have the truth. All right. Now and then, a serious drinker being dry at the moment says, I don't miss it at all. Feel better, work better, having a better time. I'm just living life's best moments. I'm living life to the fullest. These are the things that are usually said. How come you weren't at the meeting? I was living my life to the fullest. Bullshit. You were out fucking around. Get to a meeting every day. If you are not serious about this program, then I will know. I will know. As ex-problem drinkers, we smile at such a sally. We know our friend is like a boy whistling in the dark to keep up his spirits. He fools himself inwardly. He would give anything to take half a dozen drinks and get away with them. I see a lot of this. Yeah. These are the same people that will not talk about the topic. They will just dump. Why? Because they don't have an answer. They will usually say the same thing each time. Or they will say a lot of, unless they're new. If they're new, then let them have it. I'm all over the place. I don't know. You know what that means? That means that they're searching for their brain to say something. What does that mean? It means it's bullshit. That means it's bullshit. Have you ever seen, like, sometimes when I do this, at the end, I'm like, there's nothing coming to me. I'm not searching for something else. I'm waiting to see if something else is coming to me. Because if it comes to me, it's God. If I have to force it, it's Dion. Yeah. That's it. Okay. When I do this, it's God. Right? For he isn't happy about his sobriety. Okay. What we'll do is we'll use foolish things in life to bring joy. But it ain't going to last. Okay. It won't last. There will come a day when you will need to muster all the willpower that you have to make it through the day. If you don't have it, you're either going to be really fucking miserable and you're going to make everyone else around you miserable. or you're not. Period. Or you're going to go drink. That would be the other option. Right? He will presently try the old game again, for he isn't happy about his sobriety. He cannot picture life without alcohol. Someday he will be unable to imagine life either with alcohol or without it. Then he will know loneliness such as few do. He will be at the jumping off place. He will wish for the end. You ever wish for the end? Not all of us get to that point. You're not required to get to that point to be a member of AA. But I'll tell you what, it can separate the men from the boys. It does. It's just what I see. Okay. And here it is, right? We've shown you how we got out from under. You say, yes, I'm willing. But am I to be consigned to a life where I shall be stupid, boring, and glum, like some righteous people I see? I know I must get along without liquor, but how can I? Have you a sufficient substitute? Yes, the Fellowship of Alcoholics Anonymous is what it is. Okay. So, in that hour that we have, okay, again, in-person meetings are 2 hours. Zoom meetings are an hour and a half. Did you know that? No? Start showing up early. Stay late. Even if you're not going to say anything. Just be there early. I'm going to tell you, the best shit happens before and after the meeting, at least at in-person ones. That's when the fellowship starts. See, we do all nice and great inside that hour, but what happens when we leave our little safe spaces and go out there and we don't have our friends looking at us, so we revert back to what we usually are? I guarantee I put most of you in a car. I will never fucking ride with you again. Yes, there is a substitute. And it is vastly more than that. It is the Fellowship of Alcoholics Anonymous. Okay. Now, I want you to have a good time. I do. I love hearing people laugh when it's real. When it's real. See, I understand that we're having fun in the time. But I swear to God, sometimes we go to these meetings and it's like being in fucking high school again with people interrupting and stuff. You know, it used to bother me that people color, but a lot of people can color and listen. That one's easy. You cannot write. You cannot type something and listen at the same time, but you can color at the same time. So I gave that up because I was just, look what they're doing. Who cares, Dion? Who cares? You're just mad because you ain't coloring. Maybe you're mad because you can't color and listen at the same time, Dion. Right? Let's show some fucking respect. For the love of God. Okay? Let's stop scaring off the newcomer because you want to call each other fat fuckers. Name calling in chat. They're having fun. They're having fun, but name calling is never funny to me. It just isn't. It leads to rage. When people actually name call and things like that, even joking around, oh, it's just a joke. Is it? See, when I hear that, there's some truth in there. And why do I catch it? Because it's the only thing that I have left. I got rid of everything else. See, when you don't lie, you become honest. And when you have honesty and you're honest with yourself, what you have is the truth at all times. And I have worked my butt off for a very long time. And lately people have been telling me I'm wrong and it's pissing me off. So I got to get over that. Because I think God's trying to tell me something and maybe I'm being closed-minded on that. See how I have to think on that? Okay. Because when I hear people say, I've never read the 12 by 12, it tells me that you don't know the traditions. And then people come along and say, well, doesn't that go against traditions? I'm like, have you read the book? And it irritates me because you're saying I'm wrong without looking into it first. So what you're saying is, Dion, you're stupid. And that they're not saying that. That's how I feel. Okay. I also know when people are backing off from me. I know when we're doing that. I'm not stupid. You're not sneaky. Okay. I'm a lot. I know. I live with me. Trust me. I know I'm a lot. Ask my wife. I'm a lot. But I'm fucking worth it. I guarantee you I'm worth it. One day I'll come along and I'll have something for you that might save your life. Happens to me quite often. I don't necessarily like it, but it's what God does. People come to me with very, very personal things. They do. And it stays with me, man. I don't need to tell anybody else. In fact, I pride myself on being a very closed mouth friend. So, it's things like there's some people that left because I was accidentally saying, well, I would not accidentally, I was saying other people's names from groups, and they were right. That was wrong. But if you were actually my friend, you would have said something to me, but instead you just left. That doesn't mean that so that tells me you're not really looking at, I appreciate what you've said, but you don't have the best intentions for me. Bye bye. Do you know how many people? Did you know I will not get to know you personally unless you start sticking around? Right? Shell's been around here for a little bit. We're starting to get to know each other personally. But we both understand each other's intentions now. We just want to be better and help more people. That's it. That is my intention. I don't want more than that. I don't want power over people. It actually drives me crazy that there are people out there that fear me so much that all I need to do is come up with an idea and they will do the event for me. I don't want it. Actually, there's a part of me that wants it very badly. That's why I say I don't want it. Ooh, power over them. Then I can do this, I can do that. Oh, my brain can come up with all sorts of stuff to mess with these people now. Or should I go help somebody else? Okay, there's a time and a place for all of this. There you will find release from care, boredom, and worry. Your imagination will be fired. Life will mean something at last. That's the key. Does your life mean something? Be honest with yourself. Please be honest. Are you the type of person that other people might want to be? That's integrity. I have a lot of integrity. That means that I do the same thing whether somebody's watching or not. This is the Dion that you get. I don't act any different. The most satisfactory years of your existence lie ahead. Thus, we will find the fellowship, and so will you. How will this come about? So, right here it says, because you know what I'm doing right now is I'm creating the fellowship that I crave. I have to create my own fellowship. Well, I'm the kind of person where, well, I just said it earlier. If you're not trying to grow, I will irritate you. Here's an 80-20 rule. 20% of the people do 80% of the work. So about 20% of the people will listen to me. Make sense? And I know that. The other 80% are not listening to me. They might, but they are not going to take what I say into consideration because it irritates them and they're not willing to look at that yet. So what am I going to do? I'm going to plant a seed. I'm going to plant a seed is what I'm going to do. So how am I going about creating the fellowship that I crave? I started meetings. I started an AA meeting. That's how I did it. And I'm finding support all over the place. I'm finding different people. I'm finding a lot of like-minded people like myself. I'm able to, well, thank you, Michelle. Thank you. Do you mind telling me which part? And I only ask because just like earlier, when I find out a skill that I have, I want to be aware of it so that I can say, okay, somebody like this, that means I'm on the right track. Okay. Because how I present this also matters, doesn't it? If I was just yelling and screaming all the time, nobody would want to be here. Nobody would want to be here. Okay. I do everything that I can to be approachable, but people do not approach me. Well, some people do. Okay, but not very often. If I was to wait, do you know how many sponsees I would have right now if I was waiting for somebody to ask me to sponsor them? 0. 0. Do you know how many people have asked me to be their sponsor in the last 8 years? 1. And they lasted a week. Okay, thank you. It was the yet part. Yeah, yet. Because I believe that people can change. I believe that. Maybe the change isn't going to happen now. That's not for me to, I can't decide that. I wish I could. No, I don't. I don't want that power. I was a yet. Okay, I learned about my disease at 14. By 18, I was living on Skid Row. I was a yet. All right. So, so we got to be careful. This is kind of how I'm kind of seeing a lot of Zoom meetings. We've gotten way too comfortable and we've gotten way too lax. Okay. So I will do like the Thursday meeting. Here's the rule if you want a verification. Okay. And it's not like you can't hear me. You must stay on camera and I give directions and I do it very slow. And then at the end of the meeting, so they say, can I have verification? No, you haven't been on camera the whole time. You just entered the meeting 10 minutes ago. Okay. Do not give these out if they have not followed direction. I know you feel bad for them. But if you do that, your butt could be on the line. Your butt, right? We got to be responsible. Do we not need to be accountable? See, as a person in recovery, you can change a probation officer's mind about somebody. Did you know that? I know this. I've worked with several POs. Some of the people that I pick because they are on probation. Yeah. Why do I do that? Because if they follow the program and do what I say, I will go to court with them. I've done this before. I've kept people out of jail before. I know how drug court works. You bet. I'm very familiar with court. I love going to court when it's not about me. I was excited because I got jury duty. I've also seen every law and order ever made. That includes LA and the British one. Okay. Ski Ulrich was in the LA one. I still watch SVU. In fact, it's Friday. It's my Law and Order night. I'm so old. I feel so old when I say that. Right? Who are the meetings for? The newcomer. They're not for us. Well, they are for us because then the newcomer shows up and we're like, oh, doesn't work. Doesn't work. Right? So my question is, how do you act when you leave your protected meeting? Right? Do you think AA is a safe space? Because if you do, you're in the wrong place. Okay. I'm a big proponent of safe spaces, but I was wrong about a lot of it. My safe space starts with me. With me. So let's ease up on that chat. Just because you're a co-host doesn't mean that you get to do things that other people can't. Don't leave people out. As soon as you leave people out, they will not come back. And the fact that you are doing that to people so that they don't come back like they do to me, then I will watch your meeting fold. Okay. Do you know how many meetings I've seen go under? The one that I hate is when a meeting divides because a person decided to be a dick. That happened with our 3 p.m. There was division. No. We all make mistakes. We all do things. What are you going to do about it? I've had to go back and apologize to my group before. Did I do it for them? No. No. I did that for me. Because I can't have that on my plate. If I have hurt another human being, I've got to correct it. No matter how justified I think I am. If I hurt their feelings, I probably got to do something about it. I've got to at least think on that, do I not? Okay, now that we're sober, we affect people more. Yeah, you can affect, if you bring God into your life and you give him everything, yes, it's that simple. It's that black and white, everything. It doesn't matter, good or bad. Don't decide whether something's good or bad. You just give it to God. It's like, should this person be on my 4th step? Yes. The answer is yes. Kind of like in Ghostbusters. If somebody asks you if you're a god, the answer is yes. Okay? It's all about inside, man. What are you doing? Are you making the world a better place? Are you really? By calling each other names? Name calling is the worst. Even if we're joking around, there's no feelings being hurt. You are affecting the other people watching, because then they're going to be like, what about the people that were a little bit bigger in that meeting? Because somebody called another person a fat fucker, and I watched 3 people leave. So, yeah. Better watch it. I remember, I don't know why it reminded me of this, but I was working in an office, and one day I came in and I was dressed a little bit nicer. I had a sales call that day for a bigger client. And somebody I was working with, he's like, you got a funeral today or something? Just giving me a hard time. And I loved our receptionist. She ran the whole place. She might as well just been the president. She was awesome. She went to him and she said, what if he was going to one? How would you feel then? And she was always trying to make sure they were doing the right thing. I loved her. I don't even remember her name. Wonder if she's still alive. I don't know. I was pretty heavy drinking. I could find out what her name. You know what? Yeah, I reach out to my friend. Okay. I won't say somebody's name. I haven't said anyone's name in weeks. So, see? I love you all. 40 minutes later. I love you all. Peace out.